Devil's Romance. Chapter 1. She is just a substitute. The story began one autumn's night. The moon was hanging high in the sky, accentuating the cold season. As it went, we would seg into the Grand Hyatt, the most luxurious hotel in a city. Someone had reserved the entire hotel tonight. He was Leng Yejue, the terrifying tyrant. He was someone who held some clout even on the international level. At this moment, he was sitting in an extravagant room, looking all dandy with a suit. As the smoke from the cigarette twirled around the room, it obscured the sight before him. That was a fun drinking session, Mr. Leng. But it's getting late now, an ebony man with bushy eyebrows said loudly. Mr. Leng, the young miss from the Qin family is rumored to be a social butterfly who has been with countless men. Are you sure you want to go with used goods? Another man spoke. They were objecting to this marriage, but since the groom said nothing, all they could do was to give their opinion. Some of them could only be said after getting a bit tipsy. Nobody would be blamed then. Qin Changchun owes me a lot of money. Giving his precious daughter to me solves nothing, Leng Yejue said coldly. Boss, are you saying that Qin Changchun is trying to buy some time? Does he really think his daughter is worth that much? Leng Yejue spoke. He was Leng Yejue's right-hand man. Leng Yejue took a puff as he replied. Keep an eye on Qin Changchun for me. I'll make him wish he was never born. So, are you going to give the Miss Sus a taste of heaven tonight? Or? The man smiled cunningly. There were only rumors about the Qin family's daughter. Not many had seen her before. Mr. Leng, I heard she's beautiful and hot. Also, she had dated a lot of men. So she must be one tough customer to satisfy. The men on the sofa chattered about the bride of tonight's banquet, even though she had not made her appearance yet. The gorgeous woman beside Leng Yejue wasn't looking too good. However, she seemed to dislike the woman whom they were talking about. Enough, she growled after having enough of it. Oh, Miss Anna is angry. Everyone could see Miss Anna liked Leng Yejue. They had fought together in perilous situations before, so it was a given that they would have a special bond. Even after having sex with Leng Yejue, she didn't manage to become his wife. That honor would go to a woman called Yejue. That woman isn't worthy of Yejue. Oh, are you mad? Leng Yejue doused his cigarette and looked up. There was no smile in his eyes, but one was dancing on his lips. Mr. Leng, Anna called him. She knew her place. So no matter how close they were, she would never cross the line that she shouldn't. Hey, why don't you get your wife out here and let us take a look? Mr. Leng, someone suggested, much to the agreement of everyone else. Leng Yejue elegantly downed the glass of wine, but he didn't nod in assent. On the other hand, a woman was sitting in a presidential suite. She had an exquisite look, and was donning a wedding gown custom-made and sent from Paris. Today was her wedding, but nobody attended it. All she did was sign her name on a paper, and just like that, she had given up her freedom. No matter how much she hated this, she became her sister's substitute. Also she could repay her father for raising her. Now she was married to Leng Yejue, the man called as the devil. She was quavering at a corner. The young lady was only 22 this year. Her life had just begun, but she was married to a man 6 years older than she was. The lady was still terrified even if she was being in a resplendent room right now. Even though she was scared, it wasn't as if there was a choice for her. After not eating for the whole day, everything was spinning around her. There were only some glasses and a bottle of wine on the coffee table in the room. Nothing else. Being the well-behaved girl she was, alcohol was the last thing she would consume. The moment she agreed to be her sister's substitute, the young lady knew that life had slipped away from her. All she could do now was to go as fate would roll. Her glossy lips were getting dry, and everything was spinning faster and faster. She was going to faint from hunger, but the young lady bit her lip to keep herself awake. She was waiting for that scary man to return. When the door was flung open, the ones who came in were two burly men instead of Leng Yejue. Mr. Leng invites you to our gathering. Mistress Leng. They didn't sound polite at all. Mistress Leng sounded customary rather than polite. Where are you taking me? Qin Yuan backed up into the corner, looking like a frightened rabbit. The moment she said so, those burly men pulled her up not so gently and held the struggling bride down. No matter what Qin Yuan did, it was useless. Ah! Qin Yuan was thrown to the ground before she realized what was happening. Even though the floor was covered in a rug, it still hurt her. Raise your head. Qin Ziyue, Leng Yejue said calmly, but it was still commanding nonetheless. Oh, right. I am Qin Ziyue now, not Qin Yuan. She didn't dare look up now, for it might mean her death if Leng Yejue found out she was a fake. Welcome to download Flipread app to read Devil's Romance novel full story online.